Squamish, BC has been voted one of the top places to visit in the world, and it's easy to see why. Less than an hour away from Vancouver, on the north end of Howe Sound, and right on the sea-to-sky highway, this mountain town is a living postcard of natural beauty. Towering over the town is STORYHIVE Chief, the second largest freestanding granite formation in the world. It's the ideal location for a free-spirited slackliner named Spencer Seabrook.
You can definitely feel like every inch of air you have underneath you, and like without even looking down, you can feel it in your stomach. It's like such a cool feeling just to remain calm and stay stable on the line and be walking like over 1,000 feet in the air. It's awesome. Slacklining actually has been around for quite some time. I would say in the last like 10 or 15 years, that's when things have started to take off a little bit more, and just more and more people are doing it. And we're just realizing, you know, what is really possible, and the sky's the limit. Something I love about slacklining is the community of it, and the way that it brings people together, and it always seems to be like-minded people. It takes a team of people to set it up safely. It takes a team of people to walk up here.
Hey guys, the tagline is perfect. We're good to go. It's over here.
You know, today we just rigged two, one of them being the longest that's ever been rigged in Canada, and we did it, you know, pretty efficiently. Today we're up on the Squamish Chief at the North Gully. This is by far my favorite spot to come highlining. It just has short lines and longer lines, and just a great spot that we can all hang out near the anchors and keep each other stoked. And when you're highlining, it really doesn't matter whether it's 50 feet off the ground or 500 feet off the ground. When you start, you're generally just staring at the anchor and you're trying to avoid thinking about what's below you at all costs. Once you do get a little bit more advanced, it's fun to look down and really take in the exposure that you're standing over, and just sit there and breathe and be calm, and that's really what it's all about. I feel like when I'm out on the line, I'm generally just trying to turn my brain off. Slacklining is just the most simple thing, but whenever you get into a scary situation, you start to really complicate things. So for me, I like to just put some music on and just more or less stay determined to keep going across. The hardest thing on a big line is committing in your head to actually going all the way to the other side. Because it's really easy to just kind of bail in the middle after you fell a couple times, but for all you know, the next time you stand up, you could walk it to the end. So it's just important to keep going and try and stay positive in your head. It's super addicting. I feel like every person I've seen that you know wants to do it, like most of them are just here now because it's so addicting and fun that yeah, it's something you don't want to stop doing once you start.
Outdoor life is so important in Squamish that for some, it becomes a lifestyle. Take Jason Kruk, a professional athlete who is most at home in the nearby mountains and valleys.
My name is Jason Kruk. When people ask me what I do for a living, I generally tell them that I'm a professional athlete. I think that most accurately and simply sums up what I do, but honestly, it feels more like I'm producing art. Climbing in the mountains, it can seem so crazy, but once you start doing it every day, it just becomes so shockingly normal. There's just so much possibility for adventure where we live that you just have to take advantage of it. Squamish truly is an incredible place. It's this paradise for outdoor recreation. It doesn't really matter whatever you're into outdoors. Squamish has it, and it's world class. Yesterday was a classic day of ski mountaineering. The new gondola has provided awesome access up into a mountain range that hasn't seen as much access as it should in the last couple of decades. I'm based in Squamish, but really I consider myself a local of the mountains of Western Canada. I have a mobile apartment. I don't think I'm going to live in a van forever, but while I'm in this phase of my life, it's been the most amazing way to live as simply and as efficiently as possible. I have to admit, there are compromises to the lifestyle, and it's pretty hard to hold down a solid girlfriend when you live in a van. And there's probably a good reason why my best friend is my dog. I think that, in general, the van life is pretty awesome. These days, with what I'm doing, it just feels like the same sport. It just feels like one big sport. I'm just trying to do what makes sense. So traveling through the mountains using the best tools available just increases your efficiency and makes things way more fun. Flying has complemented my climbing and skiing so well, but it's much different in how you have to approach it. I think my closest call has come from complacency and from being overconfident and misjudging what was actually going on due to those factors. It's a really serious thing. It's aviation, and every flight has to be the most important flight of your life. It's true that these sports have risk. Everyone's different. It's just about getting out of your comfort zone a little bit every day and doing something that challenges you. It's important to be inspired by the mountains and let them guide you in creative ways. I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world, and Squamish really is the best place to come home to after any stint of traveling. The older I get, my backyard just grows and grows, and it's seeming like it's pretty limitless these days.
In the Squamish language, the word Squamish translates to people of the sacred water. So it makes sense the town boasts some of the best conditions for kiteboarding in North America.
It's very windy. It's windy every single day here. Yeah, strong, consistent winds every day in the summer when it's sunny. Yeah, it's just beautiful being out in the water in the middle of the mountains. You don't really get that experience anywhere else like you would at the beach. I mean, the beach is beautiful as well, but it's just a different experience here. Where are we? Squamish. In the middle of the mountains, yeah, it's beautiful. Dan's the owner, aerial kiteboarding, really good rider, runs an awesome school.
We're here doing kiteboarding at the aerial kiteboarding school and center as well. It's a phenomenal spot for kiteboarding. People come from around the world to experience the winds here. Some of the sights, shots, photos, videos are kind of legendary, unreal. With the mountains in the background, almost year-round, you get snow on the frostings along the top, kind of stuff that you see in the magazines, and really kind of a pleasure to be part of on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, I definitely moved here to enjoy the wind, to start teaching, and after a handful of seasons, here we are.
Working for a kite school is pretty cool because it's seasonal, so you can travel around the world and do it at the same time. Yeah, I'm a new instructor. I just got certified a few months ago, so I'm still learning to teach for sure. It's good, it's fun, but it's definitely a learning experience as well. Especially here when they teach from boats, it's a totally new thing.
So we do a short walk to the marina, which is just down the road here. We go into our boats over there and out into the middle of the bay, and that's where the fun really begins. Out there, the instructor will begin by setting up the kite from the boat. A nice fun way, a quick, really quick setup to make sure that you get on to the kite super quickly. So we definitely focus on how the kite flies, how to move around in the water, how to use and make power. Of course, a little bit of time is spent at the end of the lesson to make that power into riding.
Roll forward, left, left, left. Left, left.
People come in super excited, especially after their first lesson. They're like, whoa, that's something totally new that they've, it's a feeling that you wouldn't get from many other sports, I guess. Especially when people get up and ride the first time, they're like, yeah, I rode across the whole day.
Kiteboarding is a super unique sport. Like many sports as well, there's different avenues the sport has, different directions it can go. I really enjoy kind of big air and a bit of what they call wake style. At the same time, I do dabble in many other styles. You have surfing, you have strapless freestyle, you also have hydrofoiling, you have skimboarding with a kite, of course. There's many different features and ways to ride a kite, and I haven't even gotten close to accomplishing half those things. So with that being said, maybe there is no end, but maybe there is. I can't tell you yet, but there's still a lot of work for me to be done to really get master of everything for sure.
In Squamish, adventure is also found indoors. That's especially true at the roller rink, where an all-female team of roller derby players are fearlessly breaking down stereotypes and, once in a while, breaking a bone or two as well.
During the day, I'm Jamie, a mom of 2 beautiful girls, and at night, I'm Danger P of the Sea to Sky Sirens. So by day, I'm a family outreach counselor, and by night, I am a jammer pivot for the Sea to Sky Sirens.
My name is Jen, aka Honey Badger. I've been playing for 6 years for the Sirens, and I'm primarily a jammer.
I'm Lindsay, also known as Rowdy Roddy Pippa, and I am a jammer with the Sea to Sky Sirens.
Nobody can really understand it just by watching it. The point is really, you go on the track, there's 4 blockers from each team, and there's 2 jammers. The jammers wear the star on their head, and it's their job to get through the pack and to score points for their team.
The jammers are trying their best to deke around the opposing blockers, and the opposing blockers are trying to block that opposing jammer at the same time as help their jammer get through the pack.
The jammer who gets through the pack first gets to be called the lead jammer, and they get to control the jam. So when they come through the second time, then they get to score points for every player that they pass on the opposite team. So the goal is really to be the first jammer out of the pack, so you can really control what's going on in the game. So really it's the only game where you're playing offense and defense at the same time, because you're trying to defend your points, because you think of yourself as a point, but you're also trying to help your jammer get through, so you're also trying to stop the other blockers, you're trying to stop the other jammer. There's a lot going on at the same time.
And there's so much strategy when you're out there too, because then not only do you have the skill, then you have to get out there and make a play happen. It's funny, I found myself really enjoying football now. Because I see it, I'm like, oh, I see what they did there.
This sport has evolved so much throughout the years. It's becoming really competitive. So I think now it's becoming more of a athletic sport versus like the hits and the fishnets, and you know what I mean? So it's becoming more of a competitive sport.
The most empowering thing about roller derby is probably the community and how they hold each other up. Everybody really speaks positively. It's such a big family. I came into roller derby when I was, really unhappy in my life, and I was in a bad relationship, and I didn't really know kind of where I was going, what I was doing, and I needed an outlet. And you go in and you just feel powerful.
You meet these people that you never would have met before. Everybody's from a different walk of life. Everybody does something different during the day.
We have lawyers, we have nurses, we have landscapers, we have bartenders, we have grandmothers. There's everybody that you could imagine.
I think what's so awesome about it is how inclusive it is. Because, again, there is every type of woman here, and everybody has had every problem, and it doesn't matter. You could be married, you could be straight, you could not be straight, it doesn't matter. You could have been a male once and decided to be, and now you're a woman. Great, come play roller derby. And I think that's the best part. I think it really brings out the best in people.
Squamish is home to many amazing people. Who are the people you love in your community? Tell us about them by emailing opticlocal@telus.com. We will see you soon.